Welcome back to the Rimworld Organization. Today we're going to prepare our military and we're going to get ready for more guests so that we can charge exorbitantly high fees for beds, but we want to keep our harvesting, I'm not going to try to... We're going to harvest the organs of the bad people who come, but we'll try to keep decent ties with our trading groups so that we actually have someone to sell all of the organs to. In the meantime, a lot of it's just setting up normal colony tasks, and I'm going to go through a few of those right now. So we killed a lot of these people who were in the cryo-sleep caskets, but we want to use them for their human leather, as a lot of you guys have said, because it'll help them, and if they can't do anything else with it, they can sell them. So we're going to start butchering those at the butchering table. We also randomly had a bunch of human leather fall in from the sky, so I think we're just going to get Neville to haul that back over. We're also going to set up a stockpile room right by our other one, mainly because we just want to stay organized. This time I felt like my other colonies were very disorganized, and I want there to be neat hallways going through everything, but also keep most of the resources at the center of the colony. We're also going to set up one more rice grow zone because I don't think that we're producing enough, and we'll also harvest these berry bushes, so we're just going to set a grow zone over those, but we'll set it to... Whoops, I gotta shrink this one. But we're gonna wanna set this one to not allow sowing. That way, Neville will just harvest all these berry bushes when they're ready to harvest. We also got this new colonist, Frank, last time. Shoe Frank is his name. He was an herb world urchin and sculptor, and he's very good in melee and mining. I think we're just gonna have him be our miner. I would have him be our doctor, but Dimitri's already too good at doctoring, so he's basically gonna be a miner, artist, and just somebody else to help out Butch with construction. I'll probably have him do more deconstructing right now, maybe with some of these marble walls that I found down here on the map, but I think that he could be a valuable asset because he is a psychopath, remember, and that was one trait that we needed for all our colonists so they wouldn't go crazy here. So we'll just deconstruct all this. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, since I like the look of this 5x2 area, and we could put a better research bench here eventually, I'm going to take Dimitri and have this be his research room. So I'm just going to set this up. Let's put in a couple wooden... actually, we don't want wood on the outside. But we can use some good material. We found a lot of stone blocks over here, so granite should be fine. And we'll clean off these floors so that he gets a slight research speed bonus. And we'll also throw down a torch in there. Dimitri has one of our best medical skills. He's a level 18 doctor with a double passion. So even though that he does lose it because he's such a high level, anytime that he does work with a patient like Frank, he is gaining back this skill fast enough. So he actually is still becoming a better doctor, as weird as that sounds. And Frank, I also noticed, is not a great shooter, but he has some shooting skill, and Neville has none whatsoever. So I'm going to do something weird. I'm going to give Frank a bow so that if we ever see an invading tribe, we can hopefully shoot them down and not kill them instead of killing them like Butch will with his guns. Because Butch and Dimitri have pretty much murdered everybody that have come in here. And I'm going to have Frank be like the first line of defense. Plus it'll give him more shooting skill if we need it. Okay, and it looks like Butch just opened up this area, so there is some overhead mountain. And we'll take out the rest of this marble because, honestly, I don't think that a single infestation would be that bad, especially now that we know how to deal with them, unlike the last times. So we'll just tell him to deconstruct the rest of this, and although it's a long trip, I think it's going to be worth it for the marble. Okay, we're also getting our first research, so I want Dimitri to do this in his downtime, and I think I'm going to have him look over the battery, because I want to get refrigeration, and then soon after that microelectronics, so that we can start trading away all of these valuable organs we're finding. And we got a psychic soothe, and so I guess this is like a low, this should be a plus 12. Oh no, plus 16. Wow, that's slightly higher than the other psychic soothe. That's kind of a surprise. Okay, good job, Dimitri. Got him researching now, and he's got a decent priority on that. I think I'm going to leave this right where it is. He could do a little bit of hauling and cleaning, but pretty much we just want him researching whenever he's not tormenting people in some way. Okay, I had to have Dimitri go through and just clean because this is kind of driving me crazy. I don't want them all to go mad because the environment is dirty. Surprisingly, despite the fact that they are psychopaths, they do still like a clean area. And they can't really stand cannibalism. I didn't want to go through with cannibals because I thought that would be too easy. But we have more good human leather to make into clothes. Okay, and Frank is finally up and walking again from his infection and his whatever the hell. He came out of a cryo-sleep casket. But he's incapable of dumb labor, crafting, and cooking. So he can do, like, basic things like construction. He's also a careful shooter and neurotic, so we'll just try to keep tabs on him. I don't know. I think that he will be decent for the bow as long as we manage to line him up with shots. So let's equip that to him right after he finishes this because we don't want him to go snap. So our beauty in the dining room is now a solid 1.4. We'll get out these sleeping spots, but those aren't actually decreasing the beauty right now as it stands. So this is a decent spot for our guests to stay right now. And I don't want to... I'll think about guest rooms soon. But as for Dimitri, he should be getting... yeah, they are getting a slight mood boost now on their dining room eating, so we'll try to keep that up because that keeps everybody in the colony happy overall. You know, I feel like Frank and Butch have so much in common, like they make a great team. Maybe it's just size, maybe I'm reading too much into that, but like they go around together deconstructing things, they must be good pals. Okay, great job, Neville. He's hauling everything out. Once again, we're using these granite doors in here because I don't want the prisoners to easily break out of their rooms. Otherwise, I wouldn't do that. But I just don't think we're going to be doing that much in and out of these places. And eventually, we might keep them open. But, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We want to get a nutrient paste dispenser pretty much right where Dimitri's researching right now in the future. So we'll have to move a few things around. But I think this is generally overall a pretty efficient layout. And I just realized that we aren't butchering human-like corpses here, so we're just going to get Neville out of bed so that he can tear apart some human beings. He should do that. Great. Okay, come on over. We're going to make some coats out of these people at midnight. Okay, our next major project is going to be to get 2 hallways going here and here in a T-shape, along with access doors into our main common room over here. Because I think our colonists are going to be spending most of their time in this central area. And I want to have hallways going down here so that we can get tailoring and workshops over here. I want to get an infirmary over here. And then I think I'm going to extend the bedrooms up here so that colonists can just walk down the hall, get their breakfast in the morning, eat over here, maybe from the fridge in this spot or something like that. And then, good, Frank is doing most of the deconstructing. We'll try to keep him on that because he might fail a lot of his constructions. And then... I think as we have that, we'll also be pretty well defended from both sides, because then we'll just have about 3 areas where people could come in and attack us, and we might want to start building up after that, because I really don't see us having a lot more colonists. Good job. Frank is actually just tearing right through all of these cliffs with his level 13 mining skill. So he's already way better than Butch, and since we want to prioritize the immediate needs, I think we're just going to have Frank be our main miner. I'm thinking that Frank and Butch as a team just make a great combo because they're going to get all of our construction projects out of the way. I mean, even in combat, these 2 guys are going to carry us probably to mid-game, so we want to be really careful. Mainly Frank to keep him happy, and then Butch, I think that he'll be fine. We just want to minimize the walking that they'll have to do, so... Like, although I want to keep Dimitri on researching, maybe we could train this warg, maybe we could get Neville to do that. But Neville's also the stability for this colony because he's the cook. So, like, 1 more colonist would really free up this bottleneck, so we'll see if we can find 1 more person. Dimitri's just tearing away at all this research. He's gaining more research speed as he progresses, so this guy is way better than all my other pawns. I had another village where I had like 10 pawns researching all the time. Well, 6 to be fair, but 6 pawns researching simultaneously should equal 1 really smart dude. But it turns out 1 really smart dude is way better for your colony than 6 people who have no clue what they're doing. And this is weird. We have a visitor. A mute from Buttbium is visiting the colony. He is named Daniel Dan Busker. He has a few items to trade. Okay, he might actually be willing to buy our... Surprisingly, if you offer organs to a faction... Well, I guess they need to be willing to buy organs, but you know what, Dan? Maybe you deal in organs. You definitely have a rifle on you, though. It says here that Dan is just slothful and a teetotaler. I don't think that he's really going to make a great addition to our colony, but I might honestly want to consider kidnapping any psychopaths that I find, because those would be the people most suited to this type of colony. And we just got a heat wave, so at this point, it's too bad that we don't have a lot of... I mean, Neville's... like crafting skill is still pitifully low. We'll see if we can make some human leather dusters, but I'm thinking we might have to go with our construction skill and get some of those passive coolers in these rooms. Since we have so much steel, I'm going to start to place vents between these, and I'll probably put Frank's bedroom somewhere around here, and then a passive cooler in Neville's room so that it starts to go from room to room. Other than that, Dan just paid us, so we made 10 silver from his stay. We're going to want to up the quality of these bedrooms because he's pretty pissed that we don't have... he's just sleeping on the dirty ground in the kitchen, but we still did make money from him. And he's in a spacious interior, so it's not all that bad. Okay, and we just randomly got a bunch of cargo pods with fox fur rained down from the sky, so I think this is God telling me to make the dusters out of fox fur and human leather together. Which should be more than enough, but Neville's still a pretty terrible Is Frank better at crafting? He is not a great... He does not do crafting at all. Okay, we're going to get him set up in a workshop over here so that he's ready to go and make those things. Okay, we're just going to place down a hand tailor bench since we don't really... I mean, I could do electricity, but at this point, it's... I'll convert later on. I'm a boomer. And we'll put this... We'll just get him set up right away for this. Okay, they're just finishing off the crafting room, and we want to get Neville on this stuff ASAP because we need those dusters. It's going to be hot here in a bit. Okay, we're also going to get Frank set up with his own room right here, so we want all these rooms to be more or less identical. I don't think we have anybody who's an aesthetic. So, oh, nice, we just finished batteries, too. Okay, we will definitely go right for microelectronics. But at the same time, I want to get doors here. Or, not doors. I want to get the ventilation so that they're not, like, hot as hell, because it's really goddamn hot in here, and the torches are not helping at all. We're also just going to put a shelf in right next to the workshop here, because I don't want to degrade the beauty of this room as I put down stockpiles of needed materials, but a shelf should prevent that from happening, and since we have such good constructors, I don't think this is going to be a real waste of time. And we're going to set this to be a really, really high priority. We'll put it critical priority for textiles so that they bring anything that they find over here, and Neville just has a shelf to put it on and work on it. And even though it's really hot, we're still just going to put it down a torch lamp so that he can get this done right away. There we go. Neville, are you happy? You have initial heat stroke. He's ravenously hungry. Oh, we gotta remember to stop him prioritizing this, because otherwise he makes a duster until he literally goes crazy if you prioritize him on that. So go eat. Go eat, my lad. So one thing that I noticed is that Frank came to us with a bunch of stab scars and scratch scars, so we're really going to watch him because he's also neurotic, and I'm going to solve this basically right now with just a lot of smoke leaf. Whenever he starts to go crazy, I'm going to want him to just smoke one of those things. And we'll also set him his own separate drug policy so that he does this before the others do, because if we look at his needs bar, his moment at which he goes crazy is actually slightly worse than some of our other characters because he's neurotic. So we're really going to want to keep an eye on him because he is a good worker. He snaps easily. Okay, so for Frank, we're going to set him up a new policy. Whenever his mood goes below 34%, he's going to take smoke leaf instead of the others, who I think it's at like 27% or something like that. What did we even set them to? Yeah, they should have social drugs, so 27%. So basically, he'll just smoke more frequently if he goes crazy. And we'll also just set up a bill to make smoke leaf joints. We'll want to have 5 at every time. We don't want too many. We just want enough so that they can smoke them, but we don't want somebody to be able to go on a binge and have too many. Or if we have to burn them, not too many to do it with. Okay, it looks like Frank already has a synthread duster, which is fantastic, so we're going to give this to somebody else who might break. I think Butch has been in a good enough mood, so I'm not going to give it to him. Okay, Frank already has a synthread duster, so he's pretty much set. And he's also got this synthread button-down shirt, which is also going to further insulate him. But I think that since we've got so much, like, freaking armor on Neville, we want to give him a duster, too. Though at the same time, it's giving up the flak jacket. I think for right now, he's not going to be in combat anyway. So I'm just going to have him wear this leather duster for now. It's an outer shell, but if he needs to switch back to the flak jacket, he can. Unfortunately, Dan the trader isn't willing to buy any of our organs, but he does have some other stuff, and I think that we could honestly sell him a few of these guns, because we don't really need so much of this stuff. We're going to sell him our Yayo, our Go Juice, and honestly, I'm going to buy his Penoxycillin, and I think I'm going to buy a couple of survival meat. He's got literally only one okay, whatever. We'll do that. That's fine. Good doing business with you. It'll hopefully prevent somebody from getting the plague, and I think I'm just going to put it on Butch to take Penoxycillin, because he's probably the one I couldn't live without right now. And it looks like the heat wave's also starting to cool down, which is kind of a relief because it was getting near 120 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 41 Celsius. Okay, but this is weird. Frank actually voluntarily decided to wear a flak jacket instead of a duster, and I don't get that because he was having, I mean, I guess it must have enough insulation. It's not quite as much, but I think I'm just going to let them not be forced to wear some clothes because they'll, generally speaking, pick whatever's going to suit them best for whatever temperature is out there. Okay, the temperature has not been good to us. It's like 120 degrees, so they can't even make trips out to haul the materials they need for construction. So I think at this point I'm pretty much just going to stop them from grabbing any of this marble and just keep everybody inside. Honestly, at this point, it's so goddamn hot that I'm just going to put a cooler into one of their rooms because there is no positive side to this. That's good. Frank, just take apart that wall. We're going to put a cooler in here, and then we're going to put solar panels like right outside if we can. Or wait, no, we won't even have solar. Let's put we'll put a wind turbine so that this thing can just get supplied, because it's right now, it's 125 degrees. This is insane. Okay, you know what? I take it back. Butch can't walk right now, and he's the only one with the construction skill who's going to be able to do this. So at this point, we need to rebuild this wall and then just rely on passive coolers to keep us. It's insane that it's got this hot. How? I've never had like 130 degree. And we got a transport pod. We may actually be able to put whoever it is in cryo sleep, because Jess is probably not a psychopath. Is sanguine, but yeah, we're just gonna use you for your organs, I think. All right, Neville, go carry, actually no, Dimitri. I want Dimitri to do this. Carry her to the cryo sleep casket, and we're just gonna leave her in there for a long time, because we don't wanna deal with another person right now for a second. To make matters worse, we also had a flash storm, so I'm not going to be able to consume any berries from the environment. And it looks like the passive cooler is actually starting to do work, because inside, the heat is spreading not perfectly, but it's like 96 degrees. It's slightly better than it is outside, so Butch probably won't die. And great! Okay, the visitor was disappointed. We'll fix that up later on. Okay, we're also just going to have Neville make some cowboy hats, because they're slightly quicker to make. And he's struggling right now, and we don't have that much headgear, and we could probably get a lot of payoff with that insulation. Good, Butch is up and walking again, too. So we can get that air conditioning. Well, I guess if the heat wave is going away and we survived it, we should focus on other things first. So to answer the food problem, the only thing that's really edible here is the muffalo, so we're going to need to hunt down these muffalo, and I'm going to have Butch do it since he's the best shooter. Okay, there's a slaver from the Alliance of Galga approaching. They're gonna hang around their colony. Maybe he'll buy. I mean, if he's a slaver, he's probably gonna be in the business of buying organs. Okay, we're gonna have Butch hunt these muffalo, because why not right now? He's gonna be able to stay far enough away with his assault. I mean, I guess an assault rifle isn't really the go-to weapon. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's actually get his bolt-action rifle for hunting these. Okay, since the bolt-action rifle has further range, it should do better for not angering the muffalo. So we're gonna have him just micromanage. No, you stay away, Frank. Like, you don't fuck with this. Okay, Butch is just gonna finish up his work with these muffalo, hopefully not anger them. And one... How many hits? Okay, he tagged that one. He's got male... Oh, an age... He was about to die anyway. He's 15. How old do muffalo live to be anyway? Okay, great, he got one. We're gonna eat tonight. Let's just hunt the other ones and then finish this off. Great, he's actually managing to get headshots from this far away, so Butch is actually a fantastic hunter. The only thing that he needs is animal skills so that he doesn't anger these things. But I think he's pretty much fine with his bolt-action rifle at this range. Okay, and good, he got the other one down, and we just got 2 left to go. And we got a random cargo pods. Let's see what's in it. All right, more dog leather, so I don't think they're going to mind wearing this. We just get tons of leather from the sky. Okay, Butch just got the other muffalo, so he's going to haul this back and then hunt the last one. I got to say, everybody's really happy in the human leather clothing because they're all psychopaths. So they're getting a slight mood boost from this. I never realized that psychopaths are such fantastic colonists for your colony if you use them right. Okay, this is great. We just ran out of food, but we have 4 more muffalo to eat and some rice on the way as well. Okay, we're just going to wake up Neville to finish off butchering these muffalo. We'll get more muffalo wool, which won't be good for now, but is going to prepare us for the winter. And I don't know why we didn't do this before, but I'm just going to put raw foods here in the kitchen so that he can pick them up right from the floor. Okay, and right before Frank went crazy, we just got Neville to finish off these meals, and he's just plowing through this muffalo meat. I might just have him make a lot more meals, because we still don't have refrigeration going yet, but power and refrigeration are definitely going to be there's just meat sitting on the research table. We're going to have to fix that up next. Yeah, the luxury needs are going to have to wait. To be honest, I kind of hate Frank, because I hate any colonist who doesn't do basic labor, because they just get angry at the most trivial things, and then they never help. I think we're also gonna have Dimitri trade with Pelican, because he should be willing to trade for some illicit substances. And Dimitri's about to get pissed soon, too, so we want to take care of that. Alright, and we just looked at all the slaves that this slaver has for sale, and there is one psychopath. He has a chemical fascination, and he's too smart. But I think that we could use this guy, because he's not incapable of anything. So we're going to buy this guy off of this trader, slaver. And then we'll just... there's nothing wrong with him. Everybody else is normal, though, and they all cost more. So we'll take him, and I think we won't sell him anything. Okay, so now we got Jim, and he's now you're a member of the organization. And good, we're going to get him some clothes, hopefully put on a cowboy hat. And he'll be getting all the same mood boosts, so we'll try to get him a bedroom ASAP. We're just going to take down his sleep schedule. And I'm thinking that since Jim is pretty good with animals at handling, we're just going to take Neville off of handling, and we're going to give that one to Jim. That way we can get Token Warg to do more of the hauling and work around here. I also just don't really have very much for Frank to do, and he seems to be idle a lot, so I'm just going to start designating more cliffs for him to mine out. Because that's pretty much all that he's good at, and he's such a picky dude anyway. Goodbye, slavers! Thank you for Jim! We're also just making an important stockpile zone for blocks here, mainly because we're running out of room and we're gonna need even more stockpile space. But I also want that to be available for construction projects over here that Butch might be going on. Butch also accidentally ate raw food. We've got to prioritize Neville on cooking and fast. Yeah, we're really going to need more growth going on in this colony because we've got a lot more colonists. So I think I'm going to expand this rice grow zone, and maybe we'll start to think about other crops soon. Okay, since we have so many components, I'm just going to install a basic wind turbine here and then some power lines to bring to a battery room. Probably somewhere right around here because we want this all to be out of the way, but somewhere accessible to our colonists. Since we're going with wind power, I'm going to go with 2 batteries because we want it to be able to build up, and we'll put in some power lines there. It looks like we got a meteorite too. Okay, just a bunch of steel from the sky, but we don't really need any more steel. I'm glad that we have all these resources because I didn't have any resources in my last playthrough. We're also going to move Jim's bed out of the kitchen and to one of the bedrooms. I swear, I thought that these things were 5x5, but they seem to be 5x4. It's part of the YouTube blindness. I think that every time that I push record, honestly, I just don't see some things, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was in the recording. Like, there are 2 torches, and how could I not see that there were 2 torches? And since they keep stepping over all these chunks in the way, I'm just going to place 1 zone for chunks right here. That way they can bring them to the workshop, and eventually we'll have a lot of production in this room, but, you know, we'll build shelving as it comes along. Okay, it's actually great that we're using all this holy fucking crap! Butch is really fast at that now. This is great because it's going to get rid of more of this steel from our zone, and we have way too many components. I've never had this problem of too many components, and yes, we'll wall these in, but holy freaking crap, that was fast. Okay, since I'm thinking that nobody's going to be spending a lot of time in the battery room, and I want to give them space to crawl by right here, I'll give you 1, 2 for batteries, and we'll just make the rest of this granite, and then they'll walk in and out like here. Okay, that ought to do it. That way they can have 2 rows of batteries, and we could probably build into this mountain so we could just have tons of batteries. We can also mine out. I think we had 1 more right here. But this is really well defended and way better than my old power supplies because they kept on getting attacked. And Butch is just... Jesus Christ, he's just streaming through all this building. That's insane. Okay, I'm going to run all my power lines through the walls. Yes, we'll eventually be replacing these wood walls, but for right now, we don't have much of a choice. I think we're just going to run this straight to our kitchen. And we're getting raided. Okay, we don't have time to go to our... They look like Satan! He looks Satan-y! Jesus Christ. Alright, is anybody a psychopath? Because we might... Nobody is a psychopath, so we have to feel no guilt. They are actually really close, and Butch is not in great... And he still has the bolt-action rifle. Okay, we'll try to see if he can shoot them through this long corridor, but we're gonna have to draft everybody. Okay, since Jim sucks at shooting, I want him to gain experience fast, so I'm gonna give him the normal machine pistol. I'm just gonna give Frank the revolver, because I don't even want to worry about that bow this time, and Butch is just gonna have to make do with what he's got. Everybody's getting drafted, and I don't like this angle, but they shouldn't have a lot of range, because Ignacio's the only one among them who has a ranged weapon, and he sucks at shooting. So he shouldn't be a problem at all. And the other 2 suck at melee, so we're going to have Butch come out and just shoot them down this long hallway. Dimitri's also going to back him up with the assault rifle if they get too close. Frank and Jim go grab those weapons, but I don't think you're ever even going to get to the fight in time, honestly. Let's just try to shoot them down before they even come. Can we get Ignacio? He's really the only one I'm worried about. Okay, they got him with a headshot. It looks like they're going after Token Warg. I think I'm just going to... I want to just tag the other 2 because I don't want them to get too close, and we don't have on our body armor right now. So, honestly, Okay, you two go inside, and then Butch, you go... Yeah, okay, they're gonna show up here, so that's totally fine. Okay, great, they're trying to hit the door for some reason. Let's send Dimitri over there with the assault rifle once Token Ward gets back. And... fuck, he shot the dog. Okay, let's actually go over to this doorway, because it looks like they're coming in over here. Frank, you fuck, they can't get on both sides of this doorway. Frank, you stand there so you don't get victimized by friendly fire. Oh, I forgot that we have a psychic animal pulsar. And it looks like we killed him. That guy's standing in cover. I don't think anybody's in danger of getting friendly fired on right now. Token Warg might not be okay, though, from this. Are they even hitting this guy? Okay, you know what? Screw it. Let's just get Dimitri, you... Actually, what the hell is going on with Timothy? Okay, he's been scratched up by the Warg, but nobody's shooting him, so let's just have him go there. Butch, I don't want you that close to that guy, but you've got on power armor. Jim, why don't you run to that doorway? Frank, you just freaking run in there and shoot him. And Butch, you back everybody up in case if the worst thing happens. Alright, that guy's down. They're fleeing. Wow. That wasn't even necessary. Let's see. Everybody's undrafted. Are we even going to try to chase this guy down? He's beautiful, lazy, and trigger happy. And are his organs okay? His right ear got shot off. You know what, Butch? Maybe you can... I'm going to see if you can get him. Can you shoot him? Because he's got long range on him. I don't know if he's going to be able to have good sight line on him. In the meantime, let's capture Timothy. Token War got shot, but he's in no immediate danger, and we're just going to have Butch... dude. Go get him! Go get him! See if you can down him, because then we would get more organs for our colony. Fortunately, this is actually the perfect... No! You have level 18 shooting! You piece of shit. Okay. That was an easy shot, Butch. Alright, well, he messed that up. I think we'll give him the assault rifle for next time, but we've got to think out our defenses a bit more, because, honestly, that wasn't great positioning. Okay, everybody's stressed, so we're just going to let them play horseshoes and do whatever they want for a little while. And it looks like Dimitri's tending to Token Ward, because Token Ward got pretty beat up right there. I didn't mean for him to get so badly hurt, but he's not really been trained in anything yet. He's not trained to release. I mean, he'll defend right now, but I guess he'll have Jim as his master, but he hasn't really had any time to bond with him. So right now, he's just been punched. He did get shot by our assault rifle, which wasn't great. But I guess that's better than the enemy shooting him. I don't know. Friendly bullets are less painful than enemy bullets. There's not really any logic to that, but anyway, we're getting in the power. That's probably the most important part. And honestly, I think that this is okay that we don't have anything that is being powered to, because we got to charge up these batteries, and our windmill isn't going to be generating power all the time just yet. It needs some time, and it's kind of on and off. It's a very, like, high-risk form of power. But high reward, too. And we got a meteorite fall out of the sky. There's just so much goddamn steel on this map. Okay, it looks like our heal root's almost done growing, so it's going to be time soon to take our guests out of the Crypto Sleep caskets and release them to their organ... I don't know. Fill in whatever you want to, right? I'm not that creative. But yeah, Dimitri will definitely be harvesting more organs today, too. Okay, we're just going to have Butch deconstruct this stove really, really quick and replace it with a powered one, because if you didn't notice, I'm ridiculously low on wood right now, and I don't want to keep on having Neville chop down more trees. So I think at this point, we just need to take our colony off of this wood reliance, because it's not going to be easy to get more trees, and we've had flash storms come through here, too. Good, they're just finishing up the power room, so these batteries shouldn't, like, burst and go crazy. And it looks like Token Warg, he's healing up just fine. Okay, we're going to create an electric stove right here. That's pretty much the only thing we're going to use power on, and then we're going to have to start thinking of what else we need it for. Okay, somehow we managed to get extra meals, but I think we're just going to keep that requirement around like 15 until we have refrigeration. And Jesus Christ, now that I mention it, refrigeration is definitely the thing we need. I think we're going to use this room right here for our refrigerator, and we'll probably have another one back here or something, because I don't want them to have to move too much to get meals. And I think we're going to reinstall Dimitri's research table over here. Okay, and since Frank is such an awesome miner, and I think this is going to be my research room, I think we're just going to see if we can mine out some more of this and get some sort of chimney going over here, because we could probably put the heat into this area and then have it go up and out, because we can't get rid of this rock roof right now. So we kind of got to make do with what we've got. You know what? I love Dimitri, but we're just going to have to move his research table out a little bit more. And at this point, we're just going to put our cooler right here. We'll probably have a couple, because Honestly, in my experience, I've just been better off having 2 or 3. Okay, and we're just gonna set these to 2 different temperatures. That way they should start to target the right temperature as they go down. I might even put in another cooler, but for right now, like, having them fight over a pretty low temperature should be enough. And I also am not gonna screw with any overhead mountain tiles just because I'm tired of thinking about infestations happening in my fridge all the time, which was not a particularly pleasant experience, I must say. And the fact that we can avoid it is rather nice. So, normal freezing temperature should be just fine. Okay, randomly we got a mid-world chef from Buttbeam passing by. His name is Takumi Boone, not Bone. But he's not a psychopath, so maybe he'll stay in our bed and pay us. I still don't want to make any enemies yet, but I think we'll just let him pass. He has a lovely hat. I gotta say, despite the fact that all their bedrooms are awful and totally shitty, the fact that their beds came out in, like, good and excellent quality made them all luxuriantly comfortable every time that they go to bed. So they don't go crazy when they're in their rooms, but we're gonna want to get rid of that awful bedroom. But fortunately, like, despite the fact that we have some pretty crazy colonists, none of them have had, like, any mental breaks since the very beginning. And although there are other things to tend to, this would not be an organization video if I did not organize. Or if I did not organize. Get it? It's a pun. Alright, let's capture Jess. Fortunately, we are not releasing them all at once, and we're pretty much just going to take these people out. I mean, help them one by one and get their goods. Okay, from Jess, we'll take a kidney, we'll also have a lung, and we'll also take out her liver next, and then heart. We won't mess with the limbs yet, but we will use this very, very high-quality herbal medicine. Let's just clean out the rest of this. I don't know why you use this goddamn room. Clean the blood of all the other people who have been in here, and this other blood, too, of our own guy. Oh, no, you didn't just vomit on the floor, did you? Gee, you know what? No, don't drop the assault rifle. I don't know if you're getting this. Whoops, no, don't do that. Okay, we're gonna have to micro him into this. Okay, for some reason, the vomit, okay, there we go, it just appeared. We will clean your vomit, but, oh no, you did it again! Oh, you know what, while you're vomiting, I don't think that the room gets it. Does it get a dirtiness penalty? No, it is getting a very dirty, shit. Okay, you know what, before we operate on you, we're gonna have to fix this up. Okay, Dimitri, you need to get out of all of her organs before she throws up anymore, because she has just been vomiting all over come on, get it! Failed catastrophically, you dunderhead. We are gonna need to get him a real, hospital bed would not be bad research for this colony. Is it at least cold in the freezer now? It is cold in the freezer. Okay, and good, we are putting meals. We should be putting meals in there, so let's make that important priority. Come on, Dimitri, you can, no, don't worry about that. Just operate on her, for Christ's sake. Come on. You know what, screw it. The floor is dirty, but we'll just, come on, the power of chance. The power of chance. Yes, he did manage to get out a lung. We'll try for the kidney again in a bit. I gotta say, one annoying thing about doing this kind of thing is the fact that every single time that he operates on her, he wants to, like, he wants to tend to her afterward, but we kind of got to keep the medicine because we've got another guy to get to. So we're just going to keep on micromanaging throughout this. Okay, it looks like he managed to get out a kidney as well, which is fantastic. And now at this point, wow, we could actually bring her to... No, Frank, I don't want Frank operating on her. That wouldn't be bad practice for Frank. Good, we just got 2 of the organs now. Now we also will... Does she actually have... Okay, she does have this... She is aware that her organs were harvested, but she won't be conscious to ever know that it ever took her out. See, we're helping her. We're helping her get to a better place next. Alright, next is the liver, so let's see if she survives that. And Dimitri failed catastrophic. Okay, the power of chance, the power of chance, the power of chance! He got the liver out, but she died oh wait, no, he got the... crap. Why was he doing the heart? I thought I prioritized the liver. Anyway, that's more flesh for the flesh god. Or, no, blood for the blood god, as they say in Warhammer 40k. Alright, at this point, we managed to successfully get 3 new organs, which is fantastic. We got another psychopath. Everybody else in our colony is doing great. And I would say we're pretty much ready to scale this up. We got power going now. We have a real electric stove. We could probably get better clothing. Everybody's getting happier. Next, we'll probably try to make their bedrooms not be shit. And then we'll get Frank to be less lazy. And then we're gonna, actually, you know, he could make some art soon. Alright, but I think that's enough for one day, because that's been plenty. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any tips or other ideas. Thanks for the human leather tip for these psychopaths, because that was kind of crazy, and they all get a minor mood boost. But nonetheless, it is a mood boost, which is helpful. Anyway, thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.